So I'd like to call the regular scheduled planning meeting of January 14th, my mother's birthday, to order. Happy birthday, Phyllis. And let's let the record show that all planning commissioners are in attendance. And we announced that Commissioner Bauer has left, correct? We did that last month. He moved to bigger, better pastures.
Yes, he's resigned.
Thank you. So if Commissioner Ludden would please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, we'll get started. Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll move right into the consent calendar. And would anybody like to make a motion?
Yeah, I have two corrections on the minutes for last meeting. On page number 1, I'm not sure if it was Vice Chair Fuentes who moved for approval of the minutes or if it was Commissioner Almeida, but we have Vice Chair Almeida. So I think we need a correction there. And then in the comment section, I had commented on the landscaping on the Trabuco Streetscape project, and it's listed as El Toro Road. So if we could make those two corrections. And with those corrections, I'll move for approval.
Second.
All right. All in favor of passing the consent calendar, please vote. Okay, so we have a public hearing tonight, and I'm going to turn it over to Gail.
Thank you. The public hearing tonight.
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Before you tonight is a use permit to allow a vehicle storage yard for Beach Cities Towing located at 23182 Orange Avenue. This vehicle storage yard would hold 8 to 10 vehicles and will be used in conjunction with the existing Beach Cities Towing facility that is located in the El Toro Auto Center, which is approximately 300 feet east of the proposed vehicle storage yard. The applicant proposes to maintain the 2,070 square foot building located on the subject site for the maintenance of fleet vehicles and for a 150 square foot office that will be used for after hours and by appointment only releases. Conditions of approval have been added to prohibit any expansion of the use of the building and storage yard beyond what is proposed in this use permit application. Customers and employees will continue to park at the current office in the El Toro Auto Center, and customers will only be allowed on the vehicle storage site with a Beach Cities employee. Based on the operational characteristics, it is not anticipated that the use would generate the need for additional parking stalls. Staff did not receive any comments about this item prior to this hearing. Staff is recommending approval of this use permit and would be happy to answer any questions. Also, the applicant is here this evening if you have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, well, we'll open the public hearing. Does anybody have questions of our staff? No questions? Do we have anybody that would like to speak on this item? Okay. And with that, I'll bring it back up here. I know you guys talked a lot about it at the beginning, so be careful with your words. We don't want to say too much here. That was a joke. Jerry, you've got to have something.
No, I kind of looked this over, and actually I did have a question of staff, and I wasn't sure on here. Is there security cameras in the existing location where Beach Cities is? Are you aware? Because I know this calls out that there's supposed to be security cameras in the extension. Do we have identification on that?
I'm not sure if there's currently security cameras at the El Toro Auto Center location. Gary, if you...
Applicant, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I appreciate your answer. Thank you. Right. then I would comment on that up here with us. It seems a little bit odd to me, I guess, that we would have in a condition of approval security cameras in that facility, but it also indicates that the traffic needs to be moved from that location over to this location during off hours. So I'm just trying to see if we've got maybe a little inconsistency in that. I'm not sure which way I would really want to go. Well, I am sure which way I'd want to go. I would like to see that if we're going to do that, then we're going to have that traffic coming from the existing to the new during off hours. We might want to look at the idea of some form of security measures in the existing, just as a thought.
Well, can we ask the question, why did you ask for security cameras in the new facility?
Just because it's going to be for the nightly releases, and the customers can come by appointment only anytime during the night. So normally for 24-hour uses, I believe that's a standard that we have the security cameras.
So currently, it's not 24 hours at the current facility?
Correct. It's not 24 hours. They have other locations in Orange County, one in Dana Point that serves as their main office. So this proposal is for just vehicle storage to be used in conjunction with the existing office, and inside the building that's on the subject site is where they're proposing to have the nightly releases.
So would the clients come to the current site?
The
At
current site
midnight?
at El Toro, yeah, that's where they would park, and then they would be escorted with the Beach Cities employee over to the secured lot on the corner of Orange and Front.
Did you just not think about putting security cameras at the place where they would come?
Yeah, that wasn't what we had.
So, what are my fellow commissioners thinking of this?
I just had one question. Do you plan to have people working at the facility all night long on a regular basis? Strictly by appointment. You don't have maintenance people? Or? Okay. So where would your employees be coming from to do the release? Okay. Now, it was my understanding that you're going to have, what, 16 vehicles stored there, something like that?
We're not really sure on how many cars can be fit there because we haven't actually put.
So these are the impounds, they're not?
They're just private security homeowners associations, stuff like that. So it's basically like bass fishing, it's catch and release.
Okay. So it's just basically, it's towaways.
Towaways, exactly. Just
Okay.
violations of homeowners associations or parked in the fire lane or
Okay.
to where most of the cars don't stay over 12 hours.
Would you mind stating your name and city of residence? Sorry.
I live in the city of Lake Forest. My name is Gary Heil.
Thank you, Gary.
I have a question. Do you have an objection to the idea of the video cameras?
At the El Toro Auto Center? No, I don't. There are current video cameras from all the other businesses there. We just don't have our own at our location. But that whole property is covered with cameras.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole property and your particular office unit, is to your knowledge?
You can't get near our office without being on video camera somewhere. There's
okay.
just not an actual camera in the office.
Okay, that's fine. My concern was that there was going to be some form of activity that initiated at that location that then transferred over to the new location.
During the day, during normal business hours.
But during non-business hours, isn't that the first contact point in your original location before then they're escorted over to the other location? Did I read that wrong?
At night, it would be down at the other location, the people, because they get dropped off. There's really no parking.
Okay, so then there will be no activity at the
At the
current
other
location.
location. That's just 8 to 5, Monday through Friday for the way the vehicle code
Okay.
reads.
Then I misunderstood what I thought I was reading there, because my concern was if they initiated at that point, I think it would be very advisable to have some form of surveillance there, because who knows what would happen from point A to point B.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm
For
talking
sure.
about. Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Tom's ready.
I make a motion that we close the public hearing and bring it back up here for a vote. And I'd make a motion to approve the recommendation.
A second motion.
Any more discussion? Then let's vote. Okay. So with that, we are going to go to director's comments.
Good evening, Commissioners. I just wanted to let you all know that Vice Chair Fuentes will be attending the City Council meeting next Tuesday, January 19th, where she will be delivering the Planning Commission's report of the accomplishments of the previous year. At that same meeting, the City Council will give a commendation for Chairman Brower, and his wife will be there to accept that, and we'll see that it gets sent off to him. That's all.
Thank you, Gail. And does our city attorney have comments tonight?
No comment.
Thank you. All right, so we'll go to directors or commissioners' comments. Start with you, Tom.
I don't really have anything extra to add tonight, except I'm glad that we were able to vote for the applicant's application, and that went well.
I don't have any comments.
Well, I'll just thank Amanda and pass it to Jerry.
Well, Vice Chair Fuentes, you almost beat my record. Congratulations.
You know, it was your question that delayed.
I wouldn't have done that to you.
No, I don't think you would have purposely.
No. Great, Amanda, good staff report. Thank you for that. I do have...
Talk as long as you want, because you've already...
I know, I figured I'm there.
Go on, just go on.
I've got the microphone. Acting... never mind, I'm not going to say that. For Public Works Department, Gail, I noticed that at the intersection of Trabuco and Lake Forest, there is some deterioration taking place in the asphalt in front of the mobile gas station area. And I'm not sure if that's partly because of the number of now U-turns that are taking place coming out of the Ralph Shopping Center and turning there. I mean, I'm not an asphalt expert, but I did notice there is some deterioration, and Public Works might want to take a look at that as well as the other ones I talked about last month. And with that, I'm done.
All right, well, with that, we'll stand adjourned.